Okay, again, good morning. What we're going to do on this training section is the last one we did, we went through the shopping mall. Now I want to take a little bit of time today, and we're going to go through the travel section. The travel section really is our global product because this is available in literally all the countries that we do business in. And any country that a customer will log in from, whatever search engines they have available to them. And it will vary from country to country depending on what they have available to them. For example, here in the U.S., what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to travel. I've already logged in, as you all should be able to tell. Actually, no, I have not logged in. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And let me get my face recognition out of the way. Okay, give me 1 second. Here is, you can tell I've logged in. You can see down here is the username for the site that we're using. The control center is now active up there, and this is, again, how you can tell that you've logged in. So I'm going to go over here to the travel section. I'm going to click on travel, and it will bring us to this site where the top 3 major search engines for us in North America is Expedia, Travelocity, and Priceline. Now, if we were in other countries, and it doesn't matter which country, whatever the major search engines for them, those would be the ones that appear at the top. Now, as we scroll down a little bit, you see right now that it defaults here to travel and hotels. So it's going to drive what is called the local content, anything that's available to the customers within their respective countries. And that's what they're going to see as they go through this. And as you scroll down a little bit further, it gives you some information, why choose Dubli, why do what you do, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's what I've done. And I've set this up, and hopefully it didn't time me out. And that is, what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to have this set up so that I can show you the search that we did as we went through selecting what we wanted to, a given location. So what I did is I clicked on Expedia, I clicked on Priceline, and I clicked on Travelocity. And I selected hotels only. I selected Dallas, Texas. And when I did that, this tab right here is Travelocity, and it's Dallas, Texas. The second tab here is Expedia, Dallas, Texas, and it was October 10th through the 14th. And the third tab here is for Priceline. All right, now what I want to do is we're going to just look at what the convenience is for the customer. So when a customer decides they want to go to a place, let's say they're going to Dallas and they're looking for a hotel, and they want to see what their options are. Now normally, before Dubli came along, and I'll give an example of my wife in my case. We're registered with Expedia. We get their loyalty points. We get all of the benefits, and everything comes along with it. So we generally always used Expedia. Now to go through Expedia and then find what we wanted to find, then open up another browser, come back, then try to put in the same parameters for another search engine, it was really cumbersome. We never did it for all practical purposes. But now that Dubli has it set up this way, it is so much easier, so much simpler to really do some price comparisons, which again, I want to stress, in the past we did not do. And so now what we did is we can go, and I'm going to start over here with the Priceline search. And here's the Hilton Anatoly. And there's another one that I was looking at as I scroll down here. I think, yeah, it was the Magnolia Hotel. Magnolia Hotel is $214, and the Hotel Anatoly is $189. This is on Priceline. So now the other tab that opened, which is now Expedia, is here's the Magnolia Hotel. It's $190. Here's the Hilton, $189. So I'm going to go back over here, $189, and scroll down here a moment, $214. Back over here, $190 versus $214. So, and here's the right, excuse me, it's the Anatoly right here, $189. Let's make sure I got the right one. Okay, back up here to the top, and it's $189. Now these two are the same, but This one right here, the Magnolia, 214. So I come back over here to Expedia, is 190. So, there's a $24 savings there. Now I'm going to go over here to the other tab. Now this is Travelocity. And here it gives me the opportunity. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Here's the Magnolia. Now this is 215. So the Magnolia, 215 from Travelocity, 190 from Expedia, and 214 from Priceline. So now as a customer, I have the opportunity to go to the same hotel, same place, Dallas, Texas, everything's identical, and I just save some money because I have the ability to do a comparison on these and get the best price, the best deal. Now let's go back up. Here's the Hilton Anatolia. This is 189 here, and this is on Priceline. And so we're going to go over here. It's 189 on Expedia, and here we go. Let's see. We've got. See if we can find it here real quick. You won't always find all of them on the same site, that's for sure. And I may not have it on this one at all, at least on the first search. And I didn't go multiple pages because I wanted to make it simple and convenient. But again, what I wanted to show you here, what I wanted to stress is now to our customers, they have the ability to do some very, very quick comparisons and to make sure that they're getting the best deal, the best price. And again, if you go back up here to the top for a moment, because I want you all to understand that we're looking at exactly the same thing. So this is October 10th. You can see right here where the cursor is, Dallas Hotels, October 10th through the 14th. And this is on the Travelocity site. So over here on the Expedia site, it's the same. It's October 10th through the 14th. So we're comparing apples and apples. Go over here to the Travelocity site, and again, it's October 10th through the 14th. So the customers have the ability, and it's important for each of you when you're using this to do the same thing. So you have the ability to do the comparisons, and you're creating your own stories. You're creating your own understanding of the value of this. And the other thing you can look at is you look at the cash back that you get from each one of these. You look at the price. You get the best deal. You get the best comparison. And at that particular hotel, if you happen to be a card-carrying member, let's say it's a Marriott, or it's a Hyatt, or one of those that you've been staying at, and you get loyalty points or upgrades or whatever, you get it all. And so that's what makes Dubli.com so powerful and so strong for the customers. The same thing applies when you're looking at car rentals. It doesn't matter where you want to go, it doesn't matter what you want to do, you have the ability to do the comparisons. Now, we're on the main site here for Dubli, and we are right now defaulted to the travel and hotels here. So again, when you scroll down, and again, I'm finding out that a lot of our own people really haven't gone in here and spent a great deal of time. They haven't looked themselves to see what we have to offer. And you look at these hotels, you look at what's available, and the things that are. Here's Cheap Tickets, also another search engine that's available for us to use. Here's the Courtyard at Marriott. You've got Choice Hotels. Expedia is also in here. Now, Expedia is featured at the top because it's one of the major search engines, but they're all the search engines that are tied into Dubli are included in this section as well. There's the Fairfield Inns with Marriott, Fairbuzz. There's another search engine, Globesters, I guess is how you pronounce that. Hotel Club, Hotels.com. Here's Hotwire, another great one to use. If somebody's looking to do some comparisons, that type of thing. You've got Howard Johnson. Now, Marriott. Now, again, there's a lot of us that do a lot of traveling, and Marriott is a great hotel to use when you're traveling from city to city because there's a lot of them. My wife and I have our gold cards with Marriott, so whenever we check in, we're automatically on the concierge floor and automatically get a lot of freebies that come along with it. So when we go through the search engine, we book our reservations, we get our hotel set up, we get the confirmations, we've got our cards, we give the cards to the Marriott when we check in, and we get all the benefits of what we would always get as a Marriott Rewards member, and we get the best price because we did the search through the search engines, and we also get cash back from Dubli. We could not get going direct to exactly the same identical source. So again, here's, you got to look at through all of these that are available. Orbiz is in here, Park Plaza. Here's Priceline in it in this section as well, as I mentioned before. Radisson Hotels are in here. It's another good brand to use, especially if you travel a lot. People that are doing the vacation packages, here's Sandals, and they're the ones that run some incredibly good packages where, it's all in what they call inclusive, that type of thing. So again, especially the younger set, if you will, because they're the ones that use the Sandals resorts quite a bit. So they get all of the benefits of the inclusive reservations. And of course, inclusive for most of them includes the booze and whatnot that comes along with it. Those of us that are of an older generation, maybe that's not quite as important to us. But location is, the amenities are, that type of thing. So it's here as well. Here's Spring Hill Suites. There's some great ones in here for, people that are on a budget, that type of thing. Here's the Wyndham Hotels, all of this. So again, come through here, know where everything is at. Be aware of what you've got. And it's all available to you in your own back office area. Now, the other thing to look at, and I'm going to go back here to link by link, because each of these are laid out differently, okay? And you need to know how these function. Now, we went from Dubli to Expedia, and that's where we're at right now. But when you come to the Expedia site, you have to also understand the format for each of these providers is different. Now, Expedia, once you've come here from Dubli, gives you some options. You can either look for flights alone, hotels alone, cars alone, cruises alone, combinations, flight and hotels, flight and cars, flight, hotels, hotel and cars. So you pick and choose the combination. And again, you have the ability to do it in any fashion that you want and get all of the benefits that come along with it. Now, this is a format that I'm used to because, again, my wife and I have used this so much. Now, if I come over here, and this is the Priceline format, now this is formatted differently. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to just click on Priceline. You'll see here it brings us up. We're bringing over here to Priceline, up to 8% cash back. And there we go. So and it's defaulted to hotels right now. This is hotel search. So now if I change this, for example, to, let's say, flight and hotels. So now this brings it up. Take an airport. So let's just say we're going to say New York. And let's say we decide JFK. Whoops. No, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I overclicked there. So we're going to select JFK. And then we're going to, let's say, London. Okay, so there we go. It allows us to do this. Then we're going to go in let's say, November, and didn't take that. We're going to go in November, and we'll check in November. I'm just picking dates here on the 7th. We'll stay a few days. We'll check out on the 12th, one room, and you do search. So now it's formatted so you can come up in this fashion if that's all you wanted to do. You may have, you may want to do a car, you may want to do a cruise, you may want to do whatever, but you pick and choose what you want to do, how you want to do it. So here it'll bring up what you've got. There's the package. Now this is a package deal. So it includes the airfare, the hotel for the days, the whole thing. So you're looking at $28.58 a person. For flights, hotels, and taxes, and then you can look at rates, you can change hotels, you can do a number of things. So this is all available when you're using it in this fashion. Now I'm going to drop this tab off. I'm going to go back over here, and let's just do the same thing we'll do with Expedia. So when Expedia opens their tab, again, I'm doing exactly the same identical thing, allows the customer. And see, the good thing about it is this. I can come back to the original tab. So in other words, I didn't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's all open in tab format. So we're looking at flight and hotel. We're going to leave from New York. And we said, well, let's see here. So it gives us this. We're going to London. Okay, there we go, and we're doing November, so I don't remember what dates we picked, so I'm just going to say the 7th and through the 12th, and go. So what we're going to do is now it's processing. It's going to go ahead and look for what we're looking for. And it gives us, again, the ability, if we want to go back and forth, get the best deal, best price. You got to understand, too, when families are doing trips, they may be vacations and holidays, things that are special, they're going to invest a little bit of time, a little bit of energy to make sure that they're looking for the best deal, the best price, that type of thing. So here, you know, we've got these prices that come up. Here's the Kapinski, which is a nice chain, by the way, in Europe, and gives us a price. You can scroll down, you know, you can choose what you want to do, and the price point that best fits your budget. Here's the Ritz in London. Here's a Radisson. So again, it gives the customers the opportunity to really pick what best fits what they're looking for. So you need to all, and even if you go back over here for a bit and just play with it a while, so that you know how to use it, you know how to search, and do it on all of the buttons. Select a vacation you want to take. Figure out where you want to go. Do some comparisons on it. Those of you that are traveling, you know, you go back and forth. You're making calls. And those of you that are on this training, you know, are a number of leaders, and you're going from city to city working with your groups. Well, again, use this, because even when you're going from city to city, if you're doing meetings, you're doing presentations, then what you want to do is you want to say, okay, listen, I came from wherever I came from. I'm here. I went online. I booked it. You guys need to understand how to use this. I got my car. I got it for X number of dollars. I saved this. I got cash back if you took the flight. You know, whatever the case may be. But the travel side is a very powerful piece to what we offer the consumers. Now, the thing is the other thing to understand is that this is global. This is not just, you know, in Germany, not just in the U.S., not just in a given location. This is anywhere in the world that we're available. So all of you, I want you using this, and I want you to be able to understand where everything is at, what the functionality is, so that you can explain that to customers, and you can explain it also to potential other business associates. It is our end product. It is our end game, I should say. It's what we're all building our business for and what we're looking to do. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time, because I want to come back over here to a moment, back to the main page. And I'm going to go back over here to travel for one last second. I'm going to bring up the selection. And again, you've got everything in here that you need to be able to search for. You've got it's all here. I mean, there isn't anything that's missing. And you've got the options of searching whichever way you choose to search from. Now, the other piece I want to take a few minutes and talk about is the entertainment side. And what's important here is for all of you to understand there's two pieces to entertainment. Okay, number one is this portion, which is free. Now, I'm going to go to the music search first and start there, because we always talk about that first. And this is available even to our free customers. And so they can listen to music all day long. On the presentations that you've heard me give, I've talked about it being one of the largest music libraries out there, over 18+ million songs. They can search by artist, by genre, you know, by album, whatever they're looking for, and they can listen to music all day long. So it's all here for them to be able to do. Now, the other thing that's also here is the video search. Now, this is the video music videos, speeches, all types of things along those lines. If you haven't come back here and looked at this, you really need to do that. You know, these are all types of videos, not just the music videos. I mean, you know, you get this thing right here, orangutan baby, Rakina. Here you got introducing the news to Obama. So, I mean, all types of videos are back here along with the music videos. You do have the option, as I mentioned, to type up here whatever you're looking for, keywords. Right now, we're in the trending videos category. So you can go over here to the top rated category. It will change, and this is what's all in here on top rated. Go back up here to the link, to the drop down again. Here's the most viewed videos, top favorite videos, shared videos. I mean, it really is amazing what is here, but I'm also kind of amazed at the number of people that really don't even know that it's here. So again, if you're not using your product, if you're not a product of the product, you're missing out, because if you're bringing in a new business associate The business associate is going to become engaged with us in Dubli for what reason? And the reason is the ability to build a business that ultimately is going to create residual income for them. The residual income is going to come from retail customers who are using their product day in and day out across the board. Not distributors, as in a traditional network marketing model. Customers. Customers don't know anything about the business side, don't care. They're going to use it because it brings great value to them and their families. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's exciting. So come back here, see what's here, know it's here, and use it. Now, the same thing, with the radio stations. There's a number of radio stations, over, literally thousands of them from around the world. You can come back here and select it by genre or whatever. Here's the drop-down window. So again, you've got all of these selections, and you just pick and choose what you're looking for, search for it, and have the ability to plug into those radio stations. We have a lot of people, especially in North America, come from other countries, and the ability to do this is very popular with them. And then the last link over here is the games. Now, the games obviously are for the kids. Now, these are flash games, folks. Flash games. These are for the younger kids. So again, you come back here, select where you want to go, what kind of games they're looking for. It's all free. This is all streaming. They can use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great thing for the children to keep them entertained. Here's, if they're looking for board games, here's your board games. So I'm going to come back up here, and let's look at the racing or education. Here's education, for the kids. And this is very popular with the adults, obviously with children, because it teaches the kids, obviously the education side. There's math tests, there's word games in here, all those types of things. So this is all free to all customers, all customers. You need to know it's here. You need to be able to show people. You need to be able to talk about it. Now, the other piece to the entertainment side is out of the shopping mall, and this sometimes is where people don't know it actually exists. The shopping mall has a subscription portion of the business. So you come back over here to entertainment, and that's in the categories. Now, the entertainment brings up those that are currently here. Now, again, those that they're using Netflix, here's Netflix. So Netflix is in here, same company, everything's identical. And, when they do their Netflix subscription, whatnot, they're going to get $10 from Dubli. They don't get going direct to Netflix. So why wouldn't they? Here's another company called Net Video, and this is a Canadian company. Same situation. Here's Fandango. Now, Fandango actually happen to have that on my smartphone. So I have the ability to go in and search for what's playing at the theaters, my favorite theaters, that kind of thing. But I can come here now and do the same thing. Now, it's 6 cents, but, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye, as they would say. It's a benefit. Downpour is very, very popular. Now, Downpours, the people that use ebooks, audio books, that type of thing, know Downpour because the whole selection is here. So when you click on Downpour, it will open up a tab that's going to take you to Downpour, up to 9.8% cash back as a VIP customer. And here are the ebooks, here are the audio books, all the offerings. You search this, there's your fiction books, your nonfiction books, authors. I mean, again, people who do a lot of the audiobooks and ebooks, this is huge for them, huge. So again, if you've not been back here, you didn't know it was here, you didn't know what it was, you'd be surprised how many people I talked to didn't even know what Downpour was. Obviously it was a vendor, they didn't know what it represented. It's all here. Here's Nook for the books, just like the one that comes from Google. Here's Redbox. Again, there's a lot of the Redbox that are around the stores where people go in and get their videos and that type of thing. So now Redbox has got the home delivery as well. Same situation. You can come here if you're a Redbox user, get the same thing, and identical pricing or better pricing, and then you get some cash back on top of that. Here's Cyrus Radio. We have a lot of people that use Cyrus Radio, especially in their cars, that type of thing. So this will continue to grow. This is the beginning. Now, there's only about 11 stores in here on the subscription side, and in the future here, this thing will be practically full of all of the vendors that give all access to television programming, to movies at the theater, to any of the audio, ebooks, whatnot, tickets for the concerts, all that type of thing, everything will be here. And so, again, this is part of the entertainment, but understand the difference. When you go to entertainment in the shopping mall, this is the subscription or the pay-for models that the customers are already buying. When you go to the entertainment link, this is all free. It's streaming music videos and other videos that come along with it, internet radio stations, and the free games. So again, we spent last week going through the shopping mall, very extensive. It took us the full training to go through all of that because it is so extensive. This week, I wanted to take you through the travel and the entertainment. They're the other two combinations that round out the offering to the consumer, and they're important to understand. But again, I want to stress something. You have to be using your own product. Now, my wife and I, this is what we do constantly. And before we spend any money getting into the car on gasoline, our time, our energy, whatever, if we can buy it online and have it delivered to our home, we do that. In fact, my wife's become, a first name basis with the FedEx driver and the UPS driver, because almost every day there are UPS trucks and FedEx trucks pulling up to our house because we've learned how to do our shopping in that fashion. We've learned even how to find other stores. I think last week when I talked to you and we were going through the training, my wife has started going through the alphabet, just literally going store by store by store, looking at it to see what's there. Because, we all know the big brands. We all know the Kmart's, the Walmart's, the Targets, excuse me, the Nordstroms. But there's a whole lot of stores in there we don't know. And so we went in there, and she was going through. And I think last week, I talked to you a little bit about a store called soap.com. Never heard of it. So she went in there, and she found all types of things that we buy all the time at the store, but now she was able to buy it through soap, and I believe she got like 10% cash back, but we bought things like paper towels and dish soaps and all of that kind of mundane stuff that she has her normal list. And so we're learning more and more, and that's why I say the more you use your product all across the board, the more valuable it will become. And by the way, folks, just so that you know, because I know a number of you have asked me some questions about certain vendors, soap.com is an Amazon store. Now, I'm not making any representations here, so don't misunderstand me, but just kind of, some things to come in the future. There's a number of stores in there that are all Amazon stores. So, again, this is just the beginning. This is the foundation. This is the base upon which everything else Dubli does will continue to bring additional value to the consumer. This is where we wanted to be several years ago. When you build a business with a technology that can be complex, very complex behind the scenes, it is a difficult business to put together. That's one of the reasons why I've always told everybody, go read the story on Amazon. Go read the story on Google. Go read the story on iTunes and those that are today huge labels, very successful, very popular. When you read the story on what they went through their first 2, 3, 4 years, it's amazing they're in business today. But they went through it, they fought through it, and today they're very successful. Dubli has been 10 years in development. And it's been only the last 2 to 3 years that all of the pieces have really started to come together. And it's been the last probably 6 to 10 months that the key components have been added to get us to where we're at today. But as good as it is today for what we have, it's the worst it's ever going to be. And we still have a lot of refinement to do. We still have a lot of things to do to make it simpler, easier for customers, and the company will continue to move in that direction. But it's important for us who are in the field to be able to convey the message, develop the customers, as they start to utilize their own product, if you will, and as it gets better, simpler, and as Dubli continues to add more and more to it, then they themselves will do our job for us, because they will bring us their brother, their sister, their aunt, their uncle, their friend, people that they want to share with them how to save money, save time, and have a good buying experience that they enjoy. There will be challenges. I'm going to tell you that. There will be challenges, especially when you're doing this on a global basis in multiple languages and multiple currencies, and try to integrate it onto a single platform. A single platform. You've got to understand that that takes a significant amount of work. A lot of the companies out there today, international companies, names that I've already mentioned to you, do not operate on a global platform. They operate by continent platforms. Dubli has gone one step before, and that's why sometimes, from the business side, we have the challenges that we have as they continue to try to integrate this to take all of those moving parts and make them fit. So, again, between last week and this week, we have covered the retail side of the business. Now, we'll do it again probably in a month or so, but it is important that we all start using this and make sure that we understand where everything is at. I will also say this to you. Listen, we're in September. We're in September. This is the school starting now. October, moving forwards, is where everybody's starting to take a look at the holidays coming. And it really will be important to all of us is that we're using this now. We know where it's at. I would encourage every single one of you, if you're using this, and this is the key, folks, if you're using this, if you're saving money, if you're saving time, if you're recognizing the value that you're getting, if you've got the cash back and you can show it and prove it, know that it's the real deal, why in the world would you not want to tell at least people that you know who you know, once they know how to use it, are going to use it and use it like crazy? Instead of worrying about free people or customers that you're going to try to go out and buy or do the marketing and that kind of stuff, because those that we engage will engage others who will engage others, because how we give them the information is how they'll give the information. Between now and then, the company will also start developing the training mechanisms, education mechanisms for the retail side of the business, and as that rolls out, it makes our job a whole lot simpler. But for us, it is an end game. It is that exit strategy, and that is the consumer base. So again, next week we'll work on some of the side of Dubli Network. We'll go through a number of those components as well. The retail side is very critical. It's very important, and for all of us, this is why we're here. This is why we're here. So again, for me, it's always a privilege. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to spend a little bit of time with you today to take you through Dubli Retail and to show you the true value of what we have as the end game. So with that, I want to say thank you all very much. Have a wonderful weekend and have a wonderful holiday. As you all know, Monday is Memorial Day. So enjoy the long weekend, and we will talk next week. Thank you. Good night.